Okay.
Good morning, Goddess.
Hey, how are you guys? We're delighted to be here. I'm still wearing my glasses because I'm going to read today.
Oh, God.
And this is the 6th episode in our series. It's the final one for this series. And the requests and the responses have been wonderful. And we really appreciate you guys. We want to thank you so much for telling your friends about us because we're going to keep going. This might be
God.
Thank God. We will go on.
Thank
and
Goddess.
on and on and on and. So
This is not American Idol.
This is exciting for us because we
Or
are
The Voice.
We can Good Voice. I could be on The Voice.
We are good voices.
We
You haven't
are
seen
The
us
Voice.
perform it sometime in the future.
Man.
You might.
Yes, we should have
That could actually happen.
a sing-along where we actually will
We're amazing.
regale
We
you
really
with
are.
our talents there. Overwhelming. Okay, so this episode is almost like a recap and a little bit more about what it means to be a goddess. Because the whole idea of the series was to encourage people, you, to get out there and act like a goddess because you are one already.
So now that you know, we're wrapping this up, and then we're going to ramp it up to the next level for
Right.
the next series. We
Yes.
haven't figured out what that is yet.
It's
but I
gonna be
know
it's gonna be advanced.
awesome.
It's advanced. It's kind of like we're gonna say, hey, have you been doing your homework? Because we're not gonna pussyfoot around the second level. You're more advanced and you've been working the goddess thing in your life and you've seen benefits and then you've told your friends and then you've changed the world. We're all
Already.
changing the world.
Already.
Nothing's wrong.
You've got to be the change you want to see. You can't sit here and wait and hope and pray that somebody else is going to do it. It always begins with yourself, and it always begins with living in your authentic truth, taking right action, and stepping up into your power. So that's what we're here to support you in doing. So write us letters, call us if you've got issues, questions. We're here to support you. That's part of our game. Hey?
Right, and I know that YouTube is new for us. I'm Macified. I have my Mac Master. I love the Mac, and I'm learning how to as we
Thank
upload
God,
these.
finally.
As we upload these things with my Mac, I'm learning the rules of YouTube. So we can't put things like, hey, www.goddesscamp.com. We can't put that on YouTube.
No?
Because they don't let you advertise like that. So if you were to email us at that web address, we will get
What's
back
the
to
web
you.
address?
That www.
That's not the web address. That
At
is the
the-
URL.
Yes,
What's the email address?
at goddesscamp.com. They'll give you the email.
No, you
address.
have to give them the email
Info at
address.
goddesscamp.com. I'm learning. So email us your questions, your answers, and your really nice remarks, and that we'll put them in the new show and give you what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Looking for
Fur.
being perfect. All right.
So how were you
Yes.
a goddess this week?
Wow. Such an exciting week because it's an energetic time on the planet. If you'll pardon me for being a little woo-woo.
We're kind of in December.
We had an eclipse, a lunar eclipse, and it was so cloudy and rainy I didn't get to see it.
I didn't either.
But I certainly felt Mercury in retrograde and the eclipse, which sounds very strange, but every time this strange stuff happens, you get a ticket in your car, people calling cancel, coming to dinner, transportation,
So
communication.
that was your week.
Things Things change, but they change for the better. They change. They always work out
Is
after
that why
the
you have
change.
such a pathetic tree?
Don't talk about my tree. My Hanukkah bush is beautiful, and you should be so
You know
lucky
what
to have a
did?
tree like
She
mine.
wants to do less, so she got a ladder and pasted
Didn't
some
less.
branches on the ladder.
So as I was a goddess this week, by how I handled so well things that occurred. Now it is the holiday season. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Merry Christmas, and Eid, and the other one that came before it. But Ramadan. And then, anyway, so I handled people really well because with parties and a lot of extra activities, people get frantic. And sometimes they do and say things that come at you unexpectedly. And for instance, one person said, well, can I bring so-and-so to the party? And it's like, wow, who's so-and-so? And no, I don't want to say that. But I did say, let me ask if that's okay and if this person is comfortable in our
Who were you
social
gonna
group.
ask?
And Mark.
Oh,
I do like to ask the person I live with if 7 more people can come to our party.
7 more?
So I said, let me get back to that. Wow, no, that's not going to be appropriate because it's all goddesses. And Mark's going out of town, so no boys allowed. And
So
that,
you were true to yourself?
I was very honest, and that felt good. Instead of
prevaricating.
White lies or things you would have done. Like, I didn't make anyone feel bad, but I was honest about, no, that's just not right for this situation. But thanks so much for asking. I really appreciate your good manners.
Yeah.
Good manners matter.
Well, you know how I did it this week.
What'd you do this week,
My
Goddess?
partner, I've got this project that needs to get done for somebody else, and they're really pushing my buttons, trying to get it done in their timing rather than what works for me. And so my partner is kind of going, well, I think, you're doing this instead of this, and you should do this instead of that. And, he's kind of coming from a very different mindset. And he kind of got on my nerves a little bit. So
No.
I just took a stand, and I said, you're pushing? Back off!
And when
Instead
he woke
of
up,
just-
how did he feel?
Well, after the mallet hit his head, no, we didn't do that. But I was very strong about letting him know that he was pushing too hard, and if he didn't back off, it was going to be dangerous waters. And he was smart enough to pick up on that.
It's good. Yes.
And he did back
did.
off.
Good
So
job.
I got to, instead of just being nice and listening and absorbing and feeling made wrong or whatever goes on in these kind of
Right.
altercations, instead I just said, you know what, this is the way I'm doing it. This is the way it's going to be. And
Yeah.
that's the way it is.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
that felt really good to me.
Excellent.
That felt awesome to me.
Excellent. So we want people to understand that this goddess stuff is something that's part of daily life. And it's not something you ever, ever, ever have to talk about or tell anyone you're doing. People are going to see the difference. They're going to see the sparkle in your eye, the confidence in the way you walk. People are going to see the way in which you're more efficient at work, more kind and patient.
Because you're honoring yourself.
There you
Right.
go. And then you have understanding of other people. And with understanding, let me tell you, you can get along with a lot more people. And with people you never thought you could.
Yeah, and the better you take care of yourself,
Yes.
the better everything else goes because you're in a better space,
Right.
because you're feeling good about things instead of being pushed or prodded into places you don't necessarily want to go.
Right.
Are we used to that from the past?
That's a past story. That's
Mm-hmm.
an old story. So let's talk about that. Telling our new story, telling it to yourself, telling it in secret, we do quote lots of religions here. And one of my favorites from the Bible is when Jesus said, go into your closet and pray in secret. And there I will be revealed to you and you will know God. And so, goddess, go in your closet and be quiet about all these changes.
And listen.
And listen to yourself and listen to the spirit, the higher spirit that comes in to guide you, because that's what you're asking for, isn't it? You're asking for a way for your life to get better. This is how it happens, one step at a time.
It's so important to take that time to just listen to yourself. What are the things I'm telling myself? Because these are programs you're running in your life.
Mm-hmm.
What do I want to change? How do I want to change it? And in fact, write down that change.
Yeah.
How is your life different with that change?
Right.
How do you feel different with that change?
Right.
And read that to yourself every day, morning and night, and that change will happen.
Right.
Just because you're aligning with it, with your attitude, your approach, and reminding yourself daily. It takes about 30 days to really create a new habit.
Yes.
So any change you want to make, do one at a time.
Right.
And remind yourself daily. And this will create the change that you seek. Of course, you have to make choices that align with that choice.
Aha.
So that's when you act as if it's already happened. What would your life be like if this was in your life? How would you handle things differently? How would you feel differently? And start enacting that.
Right. You're saying you want something, so are you willing to do what it takes to get it?
Are you willing to be it?
We talked about that in one of the shows. The willingness to change is uncomfortable. Things are going to get messy. People are going to disagree with you.
And it's okay.
And it's great.
It's really okay.
Because it's working.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's working.
I mean, when you've got a life and people are used to you acting in a certain way and you change the rules all of a sudden, it's a good idea to sit down with them before this happens and kind of let them know you're making a change.
No, don't do it.
I think it's important.
Don't do it.
I think it's
After
important.
you've decided you're going to make the change, let them know this is what you're doing.
Let them know so that they're not surprised or shocked.
Right.
And then they have the opportunity to figure out how they're going to dance with that energy.
Yeah, but the big things,
Yeah.
not the little things like, I'm going to be happier and more positive around you. Because then they're going to go, oh, look what you just did. I thought you were going to be more happy and positive. It's like, and then they're going to scare you out of it. That's why I say do this quietly for the most part. Because until you get really confident at doing it, nobody needs to know. And you need your confidence. You don't need people tearing you down. So for the big things like, Mommy's not going to do your bed anymore. Mommy's not cooking dishes on Sunday, cooking dinner on Sunday. And you're doing dishes. And you're going to alternate because you haven't broken your arms. Unless they have.
Well, here's another piece that's kind of important. If it affects another person, now I'm not just talking about my attitude and approach to life.
Right.
I'm talking about, I'm not going to do that thing for you anymore.
Right.
If it's relevant for them, if it affects them, you do kind of have to let them know.
Right. You're right. You're right. Did we say that?
No,
She
you
loves
kind
to
of
hear it.
argued with
You're
me.
right.
I'm right.
She loves
Thank
that.
you. Oh God, I love it. Thank you.
Okay.
Anyway.
So one of the other steps about being a goddess and having it displayed in your life is the idea of sharing the ideas with others. Being a mentor. When people say, "What's up with you today?" You got that, cat ate the canary, or all right, say it. You got laid.
All right.
She always gets laid. Okay, my point is you got that smile on your face, and people.
Aren't you the everyday girl?
People want to not now. People want to know what you're up to and why you're so happy. So you get to share these ideas with others, and that's what we call mentorship. And that's what Goddess Camp is about. Goddess Camp International, and you can always come to a camp, join a camp, have one of your own, etc. Because Goddess Camps are all over the world now. We're in Toronto, and Hawaii, and Australia, and Baja, Mexico.
What is a
and
goddess camp?
Well, did you watch our first show? Why, thank you for asking. Goddess Camp is where women come together with praise, power, and pleasure to create their best lives ever. And the reason this is different than a seminar or another workshop where you sit there journaling all day, or we've all taken them.
Or like even kind of some women's pack where you're doing good deeds. This is a little different than
is the individual level. We support you personally, one-to-one, on your daily requests, dreams, goals, and desires. We have a phone line. We have, Goddess Buddy Sisters. We have the ability to help you change your life individually. And I know you do that from workshops and seminars, but Goddess Camps that meet 4 times a year because we love you and you've made new friends, that changes your life.
Well, let's get a little more basic with this because you're kind of generalizing
And
it.
international?
So
Okay.
let's bring it down. Goddess Camp is a place where you pull together people that you really want to travel through life with, women. Women that you really believe will be mutually supportive and helpful to you in your life. You pull these women together, put together a camp. This is something that our group does 4 times a year. And we kind of have a slumber party. It's really awesome. We spend the day of camp, doing processes that are supportive and helpful. We also talk to each other about what's going on in our lives and support each other
No whining.
with issues and questions.
No whining.
It's not about whining. It's about up-leveling. And then we kind of hang out and party that night a little bit. And then the next day the guys come and we share with them the wisdom that we've gleaned with our interactions the day before.
Gleaners.
So we love including the guys, and we think that's kind of an important piece.
Oh, very important. If you have a partner, he needs to know, she needs to know what's going on with you and, why you're so happy all the time. And they feel the energy. It changes your relationship for the better.
Yes. It's kind of like going and getting juice to get back to your life. It's really a feeding, nurturing, up-leveling, uplifting kind of time. And of course, in our group, we hang out with each other all the time in between. So we're always there supporting each other. We're always there helping each other. It's people you walk through life with. We used to have sewing circles. Now we have Goddess Camp.
Right. Quilting bees.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen all at once. Don't think you have to go, I can't do that. I don't even have 3 friends I want to talk to about my life. You create it. You create it.
Even from strangers.
You have a camp where 2 people that you know, ask them to bring 2 people they like, people they really click with, people who are loving and kind. And you start with people you would like to play with. And then you'll say, I'm so glad you brought your sister-in-law. I'm so glad you brought so-and-so from work. She's a hoot. Really? I wasn't sure about her. She's a little crazy. You never know, but the point is you're open and you love these new people, this fresh meat so much that you have in your life because it
expands your life.
Right. Now they don't have any judgments on you. And what you
or
did,
old stories.
Old stories and hold you back. Oh, you can't do that. Remember how you tried that 10 years ago? It was such a failure. Thanks, Mom. Don't invite your mom.
So the deal is...
No, unless she loves you.
The deal is that when you're gathering this group, we have about kind of a core group of about 12. But when some people can't come, we invite new people in so that they can have the experience with us.
Right.
And so when we started our group, there were some people that stuck and some that didn't. And that's okay. Right. Eventually, you will get that group of people that are very dedicated to one another and dedicated to the path and dedicated to themselves.
Right.
And it's not for everyone.
And then what grows from there, because this is our 9th year. 9th year.
Wow.
I know. What comes from that is the growth. And the growth is little branch camps. Little branch camps. I love that. And we have the teens having a camp. We have the mother-daughter camp. We have the 20-somethings. And
We even
they're-
have God Goddess camps.
and we have God and Goddess camps where the partners get together and go, wow, this is cool. I can't even, you're not allowed to talk about what happens at camps, but the guys are really happy.
I have to tell you about our guys. This one thing, this is kind of cool to me. We first started getting together, we really wanted the guys to bond, and we wanted them to get together themselves and have their own juicer kind of
Go
experience.
to a movie, be men.
And be men together. And they were just kind of like, this is fine, we got to get it through you. But I have to tell you, since we've been doing God Goddess camps, the way these men have bonded is so gorgeous.
Yeah, it really has.
So beautiful. It just, it thrills my soul.
Really.
And
And then they have gone shooting into a movie, and
and they're now, we kind of brought them together.
They're better
'cause
friends.
They didn't pick each other. We picked ourselves
Isn't that
and
always
dragged
the
them
way?
with us.
It's always
But
the way.
the guys
Yeah.
are finding their bond and their joy together, and it's gorgeous. It really is. It makes us feel so much more harmonious and loving as a group.
Your world just gets better and better when you choose
Vacations, parties,
to.
good stuff.
We do vacation together. That's right.
We just love each other's company.
It is, and with a big group like this, there's a lot of variety. So you can choose some people, some weekend, and the next people for the next party, and
different things.
and you do different things that you like, or you get introduced to new things.
Yeah.
World gets better, life gets better. So let's give them an example of a process or something that we can do.
But I want to say one thing before we
Oh,
do
please
that.
do.
One other thing that it's okay to have in Goddess Camp is when you get together with all your friends and you're doing the processes as a group, you may find at times you want to break out and do little pods and little intimate more bondings
we
with issues, because what's so cool about our camp is that everybody in there is bringing something magical, some power, some beauty, some wisdom, so that if you've got this issue that that goddess over there is going to be able to handle and help you with, you know exactly who to talk to. And so we have these small little things that go on, and of course the group things that go on. And it's also, we have a lot of fun. What do we do at night? We dance. We perform for each other.
What happens at camp stays at camp. Okay, now one thing I would like you to consider doing
I want
is
to give them options.
then they have to buy the guidebook. That's what the guidebook is for.
It doesn't
Goddess
tell you
Camp
to
guidebook.
dance or reach
It says
a row.
at night. It does. It has options of what you can do at night to have a good time, because the party just, once you find that you like something about someone and they get you just, the chatting, oh my God, no wonder men don't come to camp. We just don't stop talking.
That's true.
And they're like, oh, cool. I'm going outside. So, one of the things that
And our men are so supportive. They're just amazing.
Yeah.
And it's really created kind of a juicy place for us all to be and have fun and really be intimate.
yes,
I'm talking about intimacy, where we get vulnerable with each other and we get real and we get authentic. Everybody's doing it. It's great.
it's great. It's scary, but it's the best feeling in the world to know that you
You have to
said.
go to the bathroom.
No, I was just uncomfortable because being vulnerable, I'm not comfortable with that all the time, and I don't like people thinking I'm less than perfect, which I had to get over at camp.
Are you over it yet?
I am over it, as you can tell.
Is that why it's still hard?
No,
You sounded
I'm
like you had to go to the bathroom.
it was an old story.
Are we done?
So we're done with the old
We're
story.
done. This
So-
is how we support each other.
Oh, now I remember. It's okay to not be perfect, which makes me infinitely more perfect in my eyes.
You're perfectly imperfect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So that's the truth. Okay, we're done.
Okay, so let's do process.
Oh, okay.
Which one are we going to do?
Well, we kind of did one like, how were you a goddess this week?
We did that.
But another process, and like we only have a couple minutes.
I've got one.
Oh,
I've got one.
you're good.
Okay, so this is for you, and we'll help out by kind of being ourselves.
Okay.
But there is something in your life that you know is the next step for you to step up.
Okay.
So I'd like you to ruminate on that for a minute. What is that thing that you can do this week to move you forward in some area of your life that you know you need to kind of take a little more charge of? Or get on, stop procrastinating, whatever that is.
How long do we have to ruminate? How much
We
time do we have
can, we can stop it and start.
left? How much time? Okay, you go first.
Okay. I have a project that needs to get done.
Okay.
So I've dedicated 2 days this week to focusing on that project and no other project.
Okay.
and I will get it done.
Okay.
And I will be so free when that is done.
And that'll feel good.
It'll feel
And
so good.
the
Oh,
anticipation.
did I mention that I'm going to be on the Ben Show tonight?
Oh, you're taping another TV show.
Yes, tonight.
Hi, Goddess.
Hi.
I love.
Kind of a nervous
Good for
guy
you.
learning how to relax. I'll be teaching him how to relax.
Okay, so that'll be posted on YouTube too, on your show, on YouTube. Your
No, actually, that's going to be on the Ben Show on Comedy Central.
Comedy Central.
Keep an eye out.
Okay,
Keep an eye out. We'll be having fun.
that's right.
It's going to be silly.
We have other YouTube accounts. So as Genevieve Coleman and Helena,
Shama Helena.
Shama Helena, you can Google us on YouTube.
There's
however-
plenty of stuff.
Yeah, and there's other fun stuff about us you can watch and hear me sing and hear Shama
Do whatever I
do her
do.
beautiful wisdom counseling. It's just gorgeous. Okay.
So what about you this
So
week? What are you
this
doing
week, I
this
haven't thought about it. This week, I dropped Mark off at the airport and party like a goddess.
He's going skiing.
He's going skiing, and I'm going to stay home this time.
And I'm moving in here for the week.
Yes, she is. And what I'm going to do is continue feeling the pleasure that I've gotten out of my cleansing. I have been continuing my goals of cleaning the house and being very organized and very, very conscious of how I am not cluttering anymore, being a clutteraholic, an ex-clutteraholic. And my book Closets is going to be edited in January. Closets, Confessions of a Mini Hoarder.
So what are you
Yes.
doing this week?
This week I'm going to continue that without Mark around, and I'm going to feel that I can do it without the pressure of someone else going, yeah, he doesn't pressure me, but because I love him and I care how he feels, I am very concerned, what's the word, I'm very aware that, oh, he's going to like this when I clean that off. He's going to like, I'm going to do it for me this next 4 days. And no one's going to be around to praise me, so I'm
I'll
going
be
to have
around.
to be. Well,
I'll
you,
be
you know what I'm
around,
saying?
yeah.
I'm going to have to be enough.
Yeah.
And
you have to
I'm
understand that she loves decorating and he loves Zen.
Zen.
So it's an interesting combination.
Yes, and it has been for 13 years. But now I'm willing. I have changed my ways and cleaned an enormous amount, which is described in the book. I won't get into it. So, but I'm going to feel that I'm enough this week, and that I'm doing it to please myself, because it does make my life better. I'm
it does.
happy. Thank you for asking. That's a
And
great
she's so
process.
proud. You should see. I come over. Look at this drawer. Look at that. And it's just exquisitely organized.
It feels so good inside,
So
you
proud of
guys.
you. I didn't have to help at all.
It's a whole other show, but we'll do that show. And now on the next series of shows, I'm going to let you know real quick that we're going to be having guests. And these guests are going to sit right there, because this is all the
Well,
room
we
we
may
have
be
for
in a
them.
different studio too.
And we may even have the different studio by then. So we're going to be expanding our ability to bring wisdom to you in many different ways from
Yeah.
experts and wise women that we know, and we're very excited about
hopefully
that.
we've turned you on thus far.
Yay!
Hopefully you're finding some wonderful, wonderful things to use in your life and
Yeah.
take you forward and up. The Dalai Lama says, and he's pretty sure about it, that American women are going to be the ones that are going to make sure that the change that needs to happen happens.
Yes.
So we're calling you out.
Yes.
We're calling you up. We are the change makers because we're uncomfortable with how people are being treated in ways that are less than honoring, loving, compassionate, and respectful. We get to take a stand and say, this isn't okay anymore.
Yeah. Killing our children in war has never been okay with me.
No.
And I don't want to go there because I don't want to cry on screen.
Yeah.
But it has never been okay. And
It's
I
not
believe
okay.
the end to war will be when women stand up and say,
No
it is
more.
more important to be loving and kind and save our children than it is to be right.
And it's important to take a stand for our planet. We don't mess in our nest.
Yeah.
We honor and respect the space around us and our animal friends who are probably smarter than we are in many ways.
They're certainly happier in many ways until we mess up their house.
We need, if we want to be agents of peace, we have to be agents of peace in our surroundings. How are we treating everyone around us? How are we treating those animals?
Right.
Are we listening and honoring them, or are we treating them as less than? Because they're not.
Right.
They
Right.
aren't.
Love is all around. It's a cliche, but love is all around. And when you get yourself into a loving vibration, into a loving attitude in life, then you see the love that is
Yeah.
all around. And the love recognizes you and comes to be in your life, comes to play with you. That's the greatest gift of being a goddess that's empowered,
Yeah.
doing good in life. I say doing well, but doing good things. And knowing that the universe responds to that. So it's a beautiful symbiotic relationship, a dance of
Yeah.
life.
So if you haven't figured out something you can do this week that will move you forward, here's a piece. Let's see how much love, honor, and respect we can put out there, and compassion this week to everyone around us,
You got it.
including our animal and even bug friends and plant friends and stone friends.
Yes,
everybody.
that does mean spiders. Just trap them and shoo them out of the house. I do it. I know. I have a hard time with the black widows, but I'm working on it, okay?
Take them across the street so they're not in your yard.
I do. Okay, I'm going to read to you the recap because we're so excited, and thank you again for being with us and being a part of our goddess world. And we wish you the best and highest of luck in creating your own goddess camp and attending one and becoming the goddess that you already are.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
All right, steps to claiming the goddess within. What is a goddess? To recap our 6 shows here.
Stop making so much noise with the paper.
Thank you. A goddess is someone like you, someone who knows there is more to life than what is going on and believes in the power of love to change things. A goddess uses her power for good. She is worthy of a better life, deserves better things, and has the power to change things. She stands up for her right to do things differently. She allows her family and co-workers to disagree and then get used to it.
It's okay.
She knows there is that within her that loves and supports her along the way.
What is that?
That is the higher power. That is the spiritual guide.
Oh, okay. You call it that.
The spark of love. There is that within you.
Okay.
It's a well-known phrase.
All right.
You can read that one.
All right. A goddess chooses kindness, and she helps where she can, as she also takes good care of herself.
Shama taught me that. It's important.
We work on it.
A goddess shows appreciation.
The lube of life. I love it.
The more appreciation she gives to her husband or partner and everyone around her,
Thank you.
the more love and respect and cherishment she receives.
Cherishment?
Yeah. A woman's most important wish is to be cherished in life, to be adored.
I didn't know cherishment was a word.
It
That's
is.
very cool.
I'll look it up on Goddesspedia. That's our.
Oh, what
that's
is that? What is that?
I'm reading the end here. Goddesspedia is our dictionary of goddess words that we have created, and I'll tell you more
We
about
create
that
them ourselves.
in
You're
another
brilliant.
show.
Okay, go
Brilliant.
ahead.
Okay. Cherishment. Then the cycle of loving, appreciating, and happiness repeats. The kids get a great example of good choices. Your love life improves dramatically, and life gets better.
Like we said, the lube of life.
Oh, God. A goddess believes in a higher power that is always there for her and others. Whatever religious practices she has, being a good goddess only enhances her ability to serve the world better. She heals the world one prayer, one kiss, one song, one loving hug at a time. She is the power of love on earth.
That's an awesome intention to
Thank you.
be, to embody love,
Yes.
to take a stand for love, to choose love in everything that you do. What would love do?
Yes. How would a goddess handle this situation? How would I, as a goddess, handle this situation?
So that's coming from your higher consciousness, your higher perspective, a grander sense of awareness of how it all fits together,
Yes.
and supporting the process.
So we support you in your loving journey of being the beautiful, wonderful, loving, good goddess that you are. And we thank you for being here, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
We will be back.
So, in gratitude and appreciation, we say thank you. I love you.
I love you. Good morning,
Morning,
goddess. And happy holidays. Yay!